And the Rules Committee, every bill is, I refer to the Rules Committee as the boneyard where bills go to die. So you can't move any particular piece of legislation until the Rules Committee decides they're going to release it to a committee. But even once it gets released to a committee, you can't even necessarily call your bill for discussion unless the committee chair agrees. And even if the committee chair agrees, maybe you might even get a vote on it. That still is not enough actually for a piece of legislation to get a vote on the floor. Then the speaker, the House's staff has to actually agree that you can call your bill on the floor. So there's many of the pieces of legislation that we have, simply through inertia, disinterest, that these pieces of legislation can't even manage to move. So that's another area as well where the Springfield process can be very discouraging, because you can have a piece of legislation like the one that Ed has been valiantly advocating for and trying to move, and I've been trying to help him. And, when you get down to Springfield, you start running into, I don't know, I'm not interested in this, I'm not interested in that, maybe not. You can't get anybody to commit to anything. Your legislation simply can't move. And that's the downside of the fact that, when you're in the minority party as well, that the majority party isn't interested in moving it. But again, even for pieces of property tax legislation that's also common sense that would help our disabled veterans, the Democrats have been unwilling to move that legislation as well. So, this Springfield, it's a long process. It's a frustrating process. But that's one of the reasons why I am down there, is to try to keep pushing on various issues and see how things are going to go. Unfortunately, the Illinois House procedural rules make it very difficult for any legislator, Republican or Democrat, to try to bring some control or guidance over what the Pritzker administration is doing. Because here again, we're in a situation where if you want to have your piece of legislation called to the House floor, the Speaker of the House has ultimate decision-making authority as to whether it can be brought or it can't be brought.